Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I'm starting with the 11th lecture of Algebra. So this is lecture number 11 of Algebra, and today we will wrap up word problems. So this will be the last lecture on word problems, and then we will move to proportionality, graphs, and a lot of other things. So now in Algebra, there were some questions that we were supposed to solve, and let's get started with those questions. I'll be focusing on forming the equation. Now let's look at this question. The question says the diagram shows a rectangle ABCD. So that is ABCD, that's a rectangle with the square of side x is removed. So this is the square of side x and that is removed. Find in terms of x an expression for the area of the shaded rectangle APSD. So now the rectangle AP is 3. If AP is 3 and QC is 4, so QC is 4 up till here, and this much is x. So therefore this whole thing is x plus 4. So therefore let me just grab a highlighter. So now this thing and this thing. So over here, this thing over here is 3, and over here this thing is x plus 4. Therefore the area of the rectangle is x plus 4 multiplied by 3. This is area of this rectangle APSD. APSD. I think that's all about it. Now it says the area of the shaded rectangle. Let me just increase the brightness. The area of the shaded rectangle APSD is double the area of unshaded rectangle. Which one is that? RQCS. RQCS. Now this one is x. So let me just highlight this. This one is x and this one is 4. So this is x and this is 4. Therefore area of RQCS is equals to 4 times x. They're not the same. Therefore area of APSD is twice area of RQCS. So therefore 3 times x plus 4, which is this green thing, this is equals to 2 times 4x, which is this purple thing. Form an equation in x and solve it. So it's not a quadratic, it's just a linear equation. So 3x plus 12 is equals to 8x, and 12 is equals to 8 minus 3, which is 5x. Therefore x comes out to be 12 over 5, which is 2 whole 2 over 5, which is 2.4. Form an equation in x and solve it. Hence find the area of the shaded rectangle. Shaded rectangle is APSD. So this is 2, part 1, and part B, area of shaded is this thing, that is x 3 times x plus 4. 3 times x plus 4, that is 3 times 2.4 plus 4, that is 3 times 6.4. 3 into 6 is 18, 3 into 0.4 is 1.2, that comes out to be 19.2 centimeters square. So that is the answer. This is 12 over 5, this is 19.2, this is area. So if this is area, the unit is centimeter square. So if this is all good, all clear, just acknowledge it on the WhatsApp. Okay. So now the group. Let me just highlight this. Can you explain B part again? Yes, I can. It says find the area of the shaded rectangle. The area of the shaded rectangle is this much. That is area of shaded rectangle APSD. That is answer of part 1. That is x plus 4 into 3. So I just substituted this value of x over here. I evaluated it and I get this answer. So I hope this is all good, all clear. Okay, ji, let's move on. Now, next question, question number 2. Now it says, let me just grab a highlighter. Question number 2, it says the numbers x minus 1, x and x plus 1 are three successive positive integers. So successive, they can also use the word consecutive, and it says positive integers, that means discard any negative value. When they are multiplied together, the product of the three numbers is 120 times their sum. Part 1, use this information to form an equation and show that it simplifies to this. Factorize, find the three integers. Now there are two parts to it. The first part is form an equation. The second part is the solution. Let's say, for example, if I'm unable to solve the first part for 2 marks, I can still factorize and I can find the three integers. So let me get started. First of all, if I talk about the three numbers x minus 1, the next one is x, the next one is x plus 1. So one number is x, one is lesser than x, the other one is greater than x. If I talk about the product, if I talk about the sum, so the product is x minus 1 into x plus 1. Let me first multiply these two, x minus 1 into x plus 1, that is x square minus 1. X is there, this is x cube minus x. If I talk about the sum, simply add it up, that is x minus 1 plus x plus 1. This is 3x. It says the product is of the three numbers is 120 times the sum. So therefore x cube minus x is equals to 120 times 3x. X cube minus x is 120 into 3 is 360x. And therefore we have to get this in this format. Therefore x cube minus 361x is equals to 0. Quite easily done. That is the answer of the first part. So the first part for 2 marks is done. I hope it's all good, all clear. Second part. Now it says factorize completely. So we will take x common out. We will write x square minus 361 is equals to 0. Now 361, what is the square root of 361? So let me put it in the calculator. And this is 361 square root. And this comes out to be 19. So this is x square minus 19 square is equals to 0. That is x bracket x plus 19 and x minus 19 equals to 0. Therefore, there are three values. X is equals to 0 because three things are multiplying to give you 0. Therefore, either one of them is 0. So x is equals to 0. That's one option. X plus 19 is equals to 0. Therefore, x is negative 19. And x minus 19 equals to 0. X is positive 19. Now it says that x is a positive integer. 0 is neither positive nor negative. So discard this value. Negative 19, discard because this is negative. So x is equals to 19 is the only positive answer. So what are the three integers? The three integers are, we are looking for the three integers. They are x minus 1, x and x plus 1. So 19 minus 1 is 18, the next one is 19, the next one is 20. So these are the three consecutive integers, and that's the value of x. And the three answers are 18, 19, and 20. These are the three integers. Now just acknowledge if this is all good, all clear. Okay. Okay, all good. Now let's look at this question. We have solved a question like this. It's time for looking at this question once again. Now it says the distance between two towns. So now it says the distance between two towns A and B is 100 kilometers. Mr. Jones drove from A to B at an average speed of V kilometers per hour. Write down an expression in terms of V for the time in hours that he took to complete the journey. So if I focus on the first part, 11, part A, distance is 100 kilometers. Speed is V kilometers per hour. Now focus on the units. There is kilometers, that's kilometers per hour. Perfect. Therefore, the time is distance divided by speed. That is 100 over V. The kilometers will cancel out and I'll get the value of time in hours. So let me just adjust my pencil a bit. Okay, that is all good, all clear. Now part B, it says on the return journey, so the distance is still the same, it's unchanged. On the return journey, his average speed was 6 kilometers per hour greater than his speed from A to B. That means the new speed on the return journey is V plus 6 kilometers per hour. Now let me just change this thing into red color so that we know that this is the thing that we did while we were going from A to B. So it's for Mr. Jones. The new speed is V plus 6. The distance is still 100. And his speed for the journey from B to A. So part 1, now the time, an expression in terms of V for the speed. So speed is already given. So this is B part 1. The time that he took for the journey. So time would be distance 100 over V plus 6. Now before we proceed further, think in terms of common sense. When the speed will be more, the return journey time would be less. So this time from going from A to B, and this is time B to A. So 100 over V will be greater than 100 over V plus 6. All good? All clear? Now let's move to the next part. That is this and this and this. And then it says part C. Now it says that, not this thing. Now it says given also that the return journey took 20 minutes less. So the return journey took 20 minutes less than the journey from A to B. Form an equation in X and show that it reduces to this. So this time is greater. The red time is greater. The blue time is lesser. 100 over V. So part C, 100 over V minus 100 over V plus 6 is equals to 20 minutes. But 20 minutes is 20 over 60 or 1/3 of an hour. The units should balance. This is equals to 1 over 3. Now simplify. So therefore the LCM is V plus 6. And over here this 100 multiplies with V plus 6. This 100 multiplies with this V. And this is 1 over 3. So that is the working that we got. So now 100V plus 600 minus 100V into 3 is equals to V comma V plus 6. I have taken this 3. I have multiplied with this bracket. That is over here. I have taken this V and V plus 6 and I have multiplied it with 1. So that is what I have done. Also, I have taken LCM over here. So basically I've done 2 steps in one. I would advise, LCM is already taken. I've done the cross multiplication. So first of all, let me just grab this. And this thing was over here. When we went from this to this, and then this is cross multiplication. So now simplify. This is 1800 is equals to v square plus 6v. 0 is v square plus 6v minus 1800 is equals to 0. And I'll pause my recording over here. I'll just stop over here. Why? Because, let me just get this thing correct. Why? Because I have formed this equation and this is what I worked for. Now the next two parts, they are easy. I won't waste my time over that. Solve this equation, giving both answers correct to 3 significant figures. Therefore, work in 4 significant figures, and you have to use the quadratic formula. Always remember this thing, that whenever they say that give the answer correct to 3 SF or give the answer correct to 2 DP, that means it won't factorize. So whenever it's mentioned, that means this is a hint that it won't factorize. So if it does not factorize, then you have to use the quadratic formula. Calculate correct to the nearest minute the total time Mr. Jones spent traveling. I'll just write it in words. So part D is quadratic formula, and I'll get the value of V. And part E, if they are asking for the total time, that is 100 over the V plus 100 over V plus 6, that is equals to total time taken. All you have to do is to insert the correct value of V. So now that's how it is. We are getting this thing, and then we have this thing. This -1 has to be discarded. This +1 has to be accepted. And then 100 over there V, 100 over there 6 plus V. And this will be in hours. So we multiply it with 60 to get it in minutes. So that is the basic working that's done over here. You get the answer in 4 hours 44 minutes and convert everything in 2 minutes. So I hope this is all good, all clear. So this is question number 3 that we did. Now let's look at question number 4. Now over here in question number 4, I'll just focus on the first part. The rest of the part is just basic thing. So I'll just focus on part A only. Just have a look at it. You have already solved it. So we're just going over it. Now it says there are 3 people, A, B, C, Ellis, Ben and Chris, and they shared some money. First of all, there is Ellis. So Ellis received X dollars. So let me just write this thing. Ellis received X dollars. Next person, Ben received twice as much as Ellis. And then the third person, Chris, received $31 more than Ellis. So it's all with perspective to Ellis's amount. So now, first of all, we will write there is A, there is B, there is C, there is A part 1. Ellis received X, Ben received twice as much, so that is 2X. Chris received $31 more, that is X plus 31. Now it says write down for the total number of dollars they received. So the total is X plus 2X plus X plus 31. So that is 4X plus 31. That is the total number of dollars they received. Then it says, given that 115 was shared, form an equation in X and find the amount received by Chris. So first of all, you will find the value of X. So 4X plus 31 is 115. 4X is 115 minus 31. So 115 minus 15, how much is that? 100. 100 minus another 15, that is 85 and 84. So 4X is equals to 84. 2X is equals to 42. X comes out to be $21. That means there is A, there is B, there is C. So Ellis received $21. B received 2 times 21, which is $42. And the third person, Chris, he received $21 plus 31, 20 plus 30 is 50, $52. So that is the amount each person received. And if I just want to double check, so 21, 52, 42, if I add it all up, it would amount to $115, and that's just a double check. So that was a nice, simple, easy question. It's just about English and your local language, which is Urdu, comprehension, as well as it's a bit of math. So there is nothing rocket science about it. Okay, so we just focused on this one, and that is what Chris received. So our focus was part A only. Now let's look at this question. Again, just have a look. Again, my focus will be on finding and solving this equation. The rest of the working is straightforward. Now it says, express as a single fraction in its simplest form. So if I write it as a single fraction, the LCM is x bracket x plus 4. This 200 multiplies with x plus 4 minus 200 into x. So this is 800 over x bracket x plus 4. That is a single fraction. That is 800 over x plus 4. That is easy. Which terms cancel out? 200 into x, and this 200x, because of the negative sign, it cancels out. Which term am I left with? 200 into 4, that is 800. The denominator remains the same. Now it says, when driven in town, a car runs x kilometers on each liter of petrol. Now this is not the same distance time. This is slightly different. It runs x kilometers on each liter of petrol. Part A, find in terms of x the number of liters of petrol used when the car is driven 200 kilometers in town. Now we are talking about in town. So let me just make something up space over here. This is B and this is part 1. This is for town. It says x kilometers on each liter of petrol. So this is distance in kilometers. This is the amount in liters. Now it says x kilometer on 1 liter of petrol, and now we are talking about 200 kilometers on a t liters of petrol. So if I do the cross multiplication, it goes like this. X into t is 1 into 200. Therefore, t comes out to be 200 over x. That is the answer for the first part. That is the number of liters of petrol. So x kilometers on 1 liter. And then 200 kilometers on t liters. So that is the consumption of petrol in town. So that is the first part. Now let me just grab this and let me just push it to the side. So this is B part 1. Now let me just erase this. So the first part is done. Now it's asking for the second part. When driven out of town, the car runs x plus 4 kilometers on each liter of petrol. It uses 5 liters less petrol to go 200 kilometers out of town than to go 200 kilometers in town. Now this is kind of confusing. It really is. Basically, I will take the help from the previous question. When driven in town, the car runs x kilometers on each liter of petrol. Find the number of liters of petrol. Find the consumption, the volume, the amount when the car is driven 200 kilometers in town. Now, what will I do over here is that I'll write out of town. I'll write part 2. I'll first write the same thing as before, distance in kilometers, amount in liters. Now x plus 4 kilometers. So on the same liter of petrol, we know from our experience, those people who drive, that you can have more consumption, like with less liter, you can drive more. So x plus 4 kilometers on 1 liter of petrol, therefore the same distance, 200 kilometers. That will be on, let me write out of town, so let me write M for that. So this is out of town, in town, I'm writing T. Again, cross multiplication. So M into x plus 4 is 1 into 200. Therefore, M is equals to 200 over x plus 4. That is the amount of liters that's used. Now, if I look at these two brackets, and if I ask you which bracket will have a greater quantity, which is lesser, this is exactly like what we did before. I think it's right, not this one. It was this one. 100 over V versus 100 over V plus 6. V plus 6 is faster, so the whole fraction is smaller. When it's taking more, when it is having more speed, it will take less time because of inverse proportionality. Exactly. Now, over here, I cannot think in that same logical manner because it's not about speed, so it's kind of difficult. So let me give you an analogy. That analogy is that if I compare two numbers, let me compare 1 over 2 versus 1 over 4. If I ask you, which one is smaller, which one is bigger? So you will say these two are the same. So the numerator is the same. And 2 versus 4, 4 is bigger, but 1 over 4 is smaller. Because 1 is divided into 4 parts, 1 is divided into 2 parts, so therefore this is smaller. So therefore, by the same standard, if 200 is the same, the numerator is the same. And if I compare x with x plus 4, since denominator is bigger, then whole fraction is smaller. That's one practical approach of thinking about it. X plus 4 is bigger, then the whole fraction is smaller, and it also says over here, what it says over here is this. Let me just erase this thing and this thing. So what it says is this: it uses 5 liters of less petrol to go 200 kilometers out of town. So this is less consumption. This is more consumption. So therefore, what I'll do is that I need a page over here. So now 200 over x minus 200 over x plus 4. The difference in the consumption is 5. Now think again for a second. There was a reason why they asked you to simplify this thing. This was a hint for the upcoming part. So this 200 over x minus 200 over x plus 4, this is 800 x plus 4. So this is 800 over x plus 4 is equals to 5. Therefore, 800 over 5 is equals to x plus 4. So this is 160 is x square plus 4x. Therefore, 0 is x square plus 4x minus 160. Let's double check. X squared plus 4x minus 160. So that is the part that is done over here. Now I'm sending you these images. So you can pause, think for a second, and just have a good look at it. So this and this, that's right over here. Let me send it to you. So not only can you copy it down, you can also work out part C and part D, and then we will check the answer. Some of you might have done this homework. Some of you were kind of busy and were not able to. So let me just send you this thing. And that's right over here. And it's coming your way. Just copy it down, go over it once again, try it out, take around like 5-7 minutes. Until that time, let me pause the recording. So let's continue with another question. Now this time it says a trader bought some paraffin for $500. So let me underline it. A trader bought some paraffin for $500. He paid X dollars for each liter of paraffin. Find an expression for the number of liters he bought. This is the first part. So now let me focus on the first part over here. So let me write part A. It says X dollars for each liter. Now in the previous question, it was what? It was distance and liters. This is dollars and liters. So this is cost in dollars. This is the amount in liters. This is X dollars for each liter. So this is X, this is 1. When you have written the unit at the top, you don't need to write it again. Now for $500. So $500. Yes, make sure you write everything where it belongs. What is the number of liters? So let's call it part A. Let's call it small a. So therefore, if I cross multiply, this X multiplies with A, 500 multiplies with 1. So XA is 500 into 1, make A the subject, that is 500 over X. That is the first part. I basically believe in solving it through ratio proportion, unitary method, ratio method. It makes life very, very easy. Now it says, second part. Then it says, due to a leak, he lost 3 liters of paraffin. He sold the remainder of the paraffin for $1 per liter more than he paid for it. How much he paid? X dollars. So now he'll be paying X plus $1 per liter. That is the cost. He lost 3 liters of paraffin. And this is the number of liters. So A is the number of liters. Number of liters he bought. And now for the second part, hold for a second. Let me just grab this thing and bring it down. For the second part, part B, we are dealing for number of liters he sold. Again, it's all about reading and comprehension. So now, again, we will write cost in dollars, amount, the liters. He sold at $1 per liter more. So the new cost is X plus 1. This is for 1 liter. And now it says, write down an expression for the sum of money he received. He made a profit of $20. Now this is kind of getting a little bit weird. First of all, we have $500. This time, what do we have? We have the amount which is 500 over X. This is the amount, and out of which 3 liters was sold. So 500 over X was the amount bought. 3 liters was leaked. Amount left is 500 over X minus 3. Let's grab the whole idea once again. A trader bought paraffin for $500. He paid X dollars for each liter. Find in terms of X an expression for the number of liters he bought. X dollars for 1 liter, $500 for A liters. A is the liters, A is the amount. So A is 500 over X, that's the amount of liters he bought. Due to leak, he lost 3 liters. This is liters, subtract 3. And then it says he sold the remainder of paraffin for $1 per liter more than he paid for it. He paid X dollars, so now he is selling it for X plus 1. Write down an expression in terms of X for the sum of money he received. So what is the sum of money he received? So therefore, he received 500 over x minus 3, this is the amount, multiplied by the number, by the cost. What is the cost? X plus 1. So this is x plus 1. This is the cost per liter. This is the amount in liter. This is the cost per liter. So this is what he sold. Now it says he made a profit of $20. How much did he spend? 500. He made a profit of $20. Therefore, the selling price is cost price plus profit. So that comes out to be $520. So let me add a page over here. And this question was way trickier than the other one. 500 over x minus 3 multiplying with x plus 1 equals to $520. Now let me minimize it a bit. I want you to go over it, look at it comfortably, and then I'll continue with the question. I'm not pausing the recording. I just want you to have a good look at it. Read everything from the top, go down, go through each part. Let me just check something. Okay, people, if you're all good, all clear, should I just move on? Okay. So now let's get ahead. And this time, let's solve this out. So this is 500 minus 3x over x, that's the LCM of this part, into x plus 1 is equals to 520. And let's cross multiply. 500 minus 3x bracket x plus 1 is equals to 520x. And we have the equation over here. That is what we should get. 323 minus 500. Let's see. So now this is 500 into x. 500 into 1 is 500, negative 3x square. Negative 3x is equals to 520x. So therefore, this is negative 3x square. Negative 3x plus 500x. And this is negative 520x. So let me just double check. This 520 going to the other side. This negative 3x, this negative 3x, this positive 5x, this is positive 5x, that's all good. Negative 3x square is right over here, and what is left? I'm left with 500 plus 500 is equals to 0. Let's simplify. That is negative 3x square, and 500 and 520, negative 20, negative 3, negative 23x plus 500 is equals to 0, or multiply by negative sign 3x square plus 23x minus 500 is equals to 0. So now this is 3x square plus 23x minus 500 is equals to 0. Solve the equation, giving both answers correct to one decimal place. Therefore, work in 2dp. And then it says find correct to the nearest whole number how many liters of paraffin he sold. So how much did he sell? The paraffin that he sold, this is what he brought. This is what is leaked. So this is what he sold, 500 over x minus 3. Now let me use the quadratic formula. So A is 3, B is 23, C is negative 500. Let me evaluate B square minus 4AC first of all. So let me grab this thing. So that is b square, which is 23 into 23, which is 529 minus 4ac. 4 into 3 into 500 with a negative sign. So that's 4 into 3 into 500. That is 6,000 plus 529. That is 6529. 6529. Now I'm taking the square root. That comes out to be 80.80. So square root of this thing is 80.80. So therefore x is equals to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac square root divided by 2 times 3. So now I'm getting two answers. One answer is negative 17.3, that is 9.6. Negative 23 minus 80.80 over 6. Negative 23 plus 80.80 divided by 6. Positive 9.6, this is positive 9.6. This is negative 17.3. This is rejected. This is accepted. Why? Because x is what? X is the cost. Now the last part. What is the last part? That is the number of liters sold. That is 500 over x. What's the value of x? 9.6 minus 3. So this is 500 over x minus 3. So 500 divided by 9.6, that is 52 point this thing minus 3, that comes out to be 49.08. So this comes out to be 49.08. Therefore, when we say 49 liters to the nearest integer, nearest unit, and that is what is being asked for. So in today's class, we'll just stop over here. This is lecture number 11. And some more questions are left, but we will leave it for the recorded class. And in the next class, we'll be starting a new topic. Till the next class, take care.